find you a vacation that includes drinks, Wi-Fi, excursions, and more. Call 1-800-533-9960. Again, that's 800-533-9960. Space is limited. Don't miss your opportunity to book the best deal of the year. Call 1-800-533-9960. Sponsored by Cruise.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This just in. The Seahawks got good news on quarterback Geno Smith. He should not miss any time. Tests for knee and hip injuries did not show anything significant, reports ESPN's Adam Schefter. The U.S. men's soccer team has been eliminated at the Paris Olympics with a 4-0 quarterfinals loss to Morocco. The U.S. women's 3-on-3 team won its second straight game in pool play with a 14-13 win over France. Ahead of tomorrow's final pool play game against Puerto Rico, the U.S. men's basketball team met with Coach Steve Kerr. He stressed the importance of not only winning that matchup, but trying to do it with the largest margin of victory possible. For seeding in the quarterfinal round that starts Tuesday, point differential is a tiebreaker. The U.S. at plus 43 enters the game with the best number in the field.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. It's going to feel like it's anywhere between 105 to 109 degrees. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley, but it looks like the vast majority of us are going to end up staying dry. We drop into the low 70s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for your Saturday. Temperatures a little cooler, only climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. It looks like we are going to be dry Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Now, funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I abuse you?
You're tired. Well, the lunchtime whistle and the morning's finally done. I'm jumping in my car, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Doghouse Network's on my radio dial. Big Dog's taking care of business for a while. If you're listening to another station I don't understand, but nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the Junkyard Dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Football Friday in the Doghouse. And you know what Football Friday in the Doghouse means? It means football music. And if it's football music, it means this little ditty that you will hear nowhere else but right here. The greatest single piece of sporting news music ever recorded in the history of mankind. Talking about right now. Nobody plays the organ like this, right? Come on now. We need a little guitar. Give me a little guitar in here. Let's get that axe going right now. Here we go, little guitar. Come on, I know your head's moving. A little white man overbite going on. Even Captain Cool, he can't even keep it together. Captain Cool's over there. He's like moonwalking across the studio. Got the shoulders going. Got the little, feel a little overbite happening. Drew to Harmon on the air keyboard. Scott Tyson with the air guitar. Look at Bolton play them drums. Oh, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. I feel like letting it run out. Just bring it home now. Come on. There you go. How good is that? You feel like you need a cigarette after that. It's outstanding. All right. Welcome in. It is Football Friday. We're serenading you with football music throughout the show, as always, assuming a Captain Cool remembered that and he's got the music ready to go. I would think that he does. But we'll be doing that. It's also week number 2 of our 2024 Future Fecta. Now, this is part of the Grand Trifecta. Those of you new to the show, those of you listening north of the border in Franklin County, Tennessee, in Winchester, and you're new to this whole thing, we do a Friday Trifecta every week to see who can do the best job during the football season picking games against the spread. We don't just pick them. We're going to pick them. We're going to pick games against the spread all season long. But the winner, we keep track of them all. And then we have a Grand Trifecta. The best handicapper of the year is our Grand Trifecta winner, and you win the VIP package to the Music City Bowl. It's very cool. So these points that you earn now during the Future Fecta count towards the Grand Trifecta. You'll just stay listening, and then you can make your phone calls. When you'll hear the guys getting in. When you hear the legends getting in and making their picks, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But it's week 2 of the Future Fecta. And what I'm looking for this week is from the big rig, from the Big 18, teams that will make the playoff this season. However many you think will make the playoff from the Big 10. We're going to record them. And we're going to award bonus points based on you getting it right. You can give me 2 teams, 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams. Not that, that might make it, that will make it. Now, last week we did the SEC. So this week, we're doing the Big 18. You could still get in on the SEC. Last week, just about everybody that got in on the SEC had 4 teams, except for LSU Lynch. He had 3. He had Georgia, Texas, Alabama. The prevailing wisdom last week was Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Ole Miss. But you could still text those in, because the only way you get into this thing is via the phone line or the text window. The phone line is 256-576-4977. You can text the show, 732-9TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469, no matter where you're listening. Virginia, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Alabama. You got listeners in all those areas. This is the chance to get in, show your chops. Let us know what you think. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. It's posted there, I believe. If they're doing their job back in Mission Control, it's posted there. The station's X feed is at 97.7 ESPN. And should have been mentioned. I would think they mentioned at ESPN Winchester as well. If they're doing their job back in Mission Control, it's on ESPN Winchester's site as well. X feed as well. It's a time to get your Zone app, by the way, where you get multiple channels for the high school streaming network and UAH and Havoc and all that good stuff. And get your Talk Radio WZZN app as well, so you can get the Trash Pandas. Soon, Franklin County will have their own app on ESPN 1340 1069. So you're simply saying these are the teams that I think are going to make it. I think I had an article up. I do have it. Okay. No, I don't have it. My bad. Thought I had the article still up about the Big Ten, the projection of the Big Ten playoff teams. But I don't think it's up anymore. I don't think I've got it anymore. So, but you can pick your teams out of the 10 that you think are going to make it. All right, so Auburn was on the field this morning for practice 2. So we'll rope in Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer with some observations on that. Plus, we've got some Kane Womack sound in here, the Alabama defensive coordinator. It'll be interesting to hear him talk about the Tide's new pressure defense, Swarm D. Now, all defenses are Swarm D, aren't they? But he has a philosophy about pressure. He is a pressure guy. Now, the key with a high-pressure defense is what's going on behind it. And the secondary is one of the question marks for Alabama at the start of the season. If you're going to use a lot of 6- and 7-man pressures, and generally you don't bring 6, you should bring 5 or 7 because they can pick up 6. 5, you can play zone behind it. 7, you're man behind it, and you're going to outnumber the offense. 6 is dangerous. They can pick up 6. They can't pick up 7. And 5 is good if one guy can beat a guy. But what are you doing behind it? And the secondary is one of the big question marks for Alabama at the start of the season. It could turn out to be great. Who knows? But teams in the SEC, this isn't the Sun Belt. Teams in the SEC know how to neutralize pressure. And they have the kind of athletes that can burn you. So you have to be a bit judicious in how you use it. Can't just be bringing it all the time because they'll get conditioned to it and they'll be able to, if it's all or nothing, you're going to hear your opponent's band playing a lot. Steve Spurrier used to say about facing cover 0, which is man-to-man. Cover 0 is all man, not cover 1. Cover 1 generally is, one man in zone deep or one under. You can have one under. Cover 1 is, you got one guy over the top that's kind of the safety, free safety. 1 in the hole. Generally, that means you take the one free guy and you will run him down in the hole 15 to 18 yards off the ball. And he plays what they call a robber technique. He robs the ball. He just breaks on the ball. Cover 0. Cover 0, straight man across the board. Steve Spurrier used to say about facing cover 0, he didn't know what was going to happen, but he knew somebody's band was going to be playing. It's a great line. They were either going to get us or we were going to get them whenever I saw cover 0. That's what Spurrier used to say. We'll get into that a little bit. I want to hear what Kane Womack, I haven't listened to the cuts. I want to hear what he has to say. So clearly, as was hoped for this upcoming year, the Chicago Bears have now found their quarterback. Brett Rippon is the man. 11 of 15, 166 yards and 3 TDs without a pick. There you go. There you go, Chicago Bear fan. In all seriousness, the best thing about last night was the 8 kickoffs that we got to see, 7 of which were returned. And look, I am a traditionalist, but I watched the XFL a couple of years ago. So seeing that formation and that execution was not a shock to my system. A lot of people saw, they're like, what the heck is going on? You got 10 guys off sides. It looks crazy. That's stupid. Stop it. Well, if you watched the XFL a couple of years ago, you kind of got used to it a little bit. And then I'm a traditionalist, and I was a special teams coordinator, okay? And I like this. I'm here to tell you I like it. I don't like all these goofy uniforms that people wear, but I like that. And I'm going to tell you why I like it on the show today. It was not a shock to me. I'll explain what I like about it and what I don't like about it, because there are some differences between this and the XFL system, and there are a couple of things I don't like. And I'll tell you what the strategy is going to be. I'll explain the rule, and I'll tell you what the strategy is going to be as well. The one thing that I'm a little bit mixed about is that there are now 4 or 5 major rule differences between the college and pro game. I mean, is that a good thing? Do we like that? I'm going to run down the differences. You know, some have been that way forever. You know, the 1 foot in versus 2 feet in. I think 2 feet in the NFL is cool. I think 1 foot in college. I like that that is different. The wide hashes in college versus the narrow hashes in the NFL. I'm kind of okay with that. But we have some significant special team differences now. I mean, we're still kicking extra points in college from underneath the goalpost. Whereas in the NFL, we've got that deep. I thought by now that they would be kicking a 33-yard extra point in college. They don't. And then we've got this change now. The kickoff. Although you want traditional kickoffs, you'll see it in college football. The track and field has started at the Olympics. I think these are men. Pretty sure these are all men. It's the heat. It's the 4x400 heat. And they fly. I think that's us winning the thing. I think we are winning the thing. We should pull ahead in gold medal. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's chicks. Is it chicks? They don't have mixed. It's mixed. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know if this is men, women. They don't have mixed. They don't have like 2 guys and 2 women, do they? I don't know what I'm looking at, which is very similar to what I was looking at that fight yesterday. I was going to get more into this whole boxing issue from the Olympics, but to be honest, I'm over it. I'm just over it. The reaction by me and others was kind of wrong-headed because it was based on the thought that this was another instance of transvestites invading women's sports. But in reality, this one is much more complicated than that, with many more layers. My stance on actual dudes playing chicks sports does not change. Wait a minute. What am I looking at here? I guess this is all women. Some of them are bald. No, that's a guy. He's on. No, I guess it was mixed. I didn't know they did. That was mixed. I was like, wait a minute. Those are guys. Wait a minute. Those are women. Wait a minute. Those are guys. We won. Whatever it is, we won. It's 2 dudes and 2 women. I'm not a big track and field guy. How long have they been doing that? I didn't know they did that. I mean, it's 2 like actual men and 2 actual women that were on the 4x400. Showing my track and field ignorance right now. But the reaction yesterday about the boxing story, because it was happening so fast, and if you were watching social media, that was kind of what we jumped off of, and there was a lot of people, many of which I respect, guys like Tim Brando and so on, others could jump. Riley Gaines that jumped on it, and it was like, wait a minute, this is a woman competing against, this is a man competing against a woman. This is a natural born male. And that wasn't the case. As it turns out, that really wasn't the case. The Algerian woman was actually born a woman, but she has high levels of testosterone, and she failed on the world level. But the IOC rule is different, and blah, blah, blah. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's an unusual situation. There's some word for it, for like a woman that has testosterone like a man, but she was born a woman. She was born and raised a girl. Just apparently has high levels in XY chromosome. She's like, I don't know. She's not like she's a great fighter either. She got like beat 9 times by women. But that doesn't mean, if you're a dude and you're a bad fighter, you could be beat by a good woman fighter. But that's not the case here. So I retract my stance on that. It's not like she's not a dude. I mean, she's got kind of dude stuff in her, but she's not a dude, apparently. So here's the take I know more about. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Speaking of the Olympics, the white guy basketball tournament is going on today. They were showing that. That's that 3-on-3 deal. It's predominantly white guys. I don't know why. For whatever reason, that's what it is. And we kind of suck at that too. And I don't understand why. We had the best basketball players in the world. We're off to a great start in regular basketball. We can't find 3 people to play 3-on-3 basketball. You can go to a playground, for God's sakes. First of all, they ought to have chain nets. Pave the court. All right. You need a paved court and chain nets. Okay. And then go to the inner city of Chicago or New York or LA and find 3 dudes that can play jumping jack basketball. I mean, come on. You'd be kidding me. We lost. We got humiliated in the first 2 games. And we were losing. The last I saw, we were losing to France. I don't know what happened. The show came on, and then I lost what was going on the thing. Pave the court, put up the chain nets, and find 3 guys in the inner city that can go play this game. I mean, this is embarrassing. It's a white guy tournament. All right, back in mission control. Playing the platters that matter and the stacks of wax and answering the phones and just living large. El Capitone.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Thom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
If you ain't first, you're last. He's got Abraham down.
What a catch!
What a catch! A leaping catch at the 45-yard lines, and he brings it in.
Cool. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. It was a random storm that came through. Of course, we had to figure out some things with the females in the women's
So what do you
boxing.
know about this? Did you do some research? What do you know about it? It's what is it called? Sawyer syndrome or something? What's it? Talk to me about. Tell me what you know.
I felt terrible about it after the fact, and I had to go and do some research. All right, so I looked into it a little bit more, and it's just the thing where you're born as a female, and you got different types of chromosomes. So there's the XX chromosome, which that means you're a female, and then an XY means you are a male.
Yeah.
And
she has XY.
So
she has XY, right?
So,
I mean, that would make her a male, even though she's born a girl.
Well, it means that she can go through puberty in a way that a boy would go through, but it doesn't change the fact that she was still a girl initially at birth. It's a whole complicated situation.
It's very complicated. Here, let me ask you a question.
I don't know what's happening.
It's very confusing. Let me ask you a question. First of all, did you know they have chicks and dudes that run together in a 4x400?
I did just check that actually as soon as you were talking about it.
What's it called? And how long have they mixed? What is this? The mixed 4x400 or something?
Yeah, it's pretty much
what it's called?
It's pretty much exactly what it is. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but it's definitely more acceptable, I would say, than having a competition that includes punching people in the face. But it's again, we're off of that subject. We're off.
Well, no, they're not X, Y, and X and all that stuff. These are just actual dudes and actual chicks that are running together. But what I need you to research is how long have they been doing mixed 4x4? Is this a thing? I don't know how long this has been a thing, so I need to know about that. But yeah, on the other deal, it was just. I mean, the interweb went nuts. You know what I mean? And then so there was a lot of misinformation out there about it. And she's got the XY. But let me ask you a question. And I don't know if anybody's answered this one or if we know for a fact. Okay. I'm going to give you a term that we used to use when we used to talk to our football players.
Okay.
And we would have to we'd ask them, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So do you know, does she kill the bush or does she kill the grass? You know what I'm saying? You get the reference there. Does she kill the bush or does she kill the grass? I mean, I think
the bush, maybe.
No, I think the grass. I think she's squatting. Okay. I think she's killing the grass. I think if she was born a woman,
just didn't.
Well, the XY thing, I don't know.
I would say this. Nobody who's going to be the person that actually asks her. Let's see. Let's see.
Check her out.
We're not going to do that. So that's why they have those tests. They put her in there for a reason. She was able to fight. And yes, she's a little bit stronger than the other women in this competition, but it doesn't mean that she's
unstoppable. Is it because of the XY? Is she going to win? Yeah, I don't know that she. See, here's the problem. She was kept. We're going to call her she.
I'll call her.
Be respectful. She, because she was born a girl, apparently. She was kept out of the world championships because they have different testing.
Yeah.
She failed the world championships 2 sex tests.
Yes.
And they said, you're not a woman because you got the XY chromosome.
Well, I don't know if they went off of that.
But they did. They too much testosterone and the XY chromosome. It was, and she failed the test. But the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, they have a different test, and she passed their test because they want to keep, in swimming and track and everything else, they want to make sure that dudes are running against dudes and women are running against women and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So it's very confusing is what it is. What I'm not confused about is why. Well, what I also am confused about, I guess, is why aren't we better at 3-on-3 basketball? Can we not find 3 guys that can play 3-on-3 basketball? I mean, can you not go to the playground in the inner city and find 3 dudes that could beat anybody in the world in 3-on-3 basketball?
It's because we put everybody in the main team, the dream team.
What? That's only 12 guys, 15 guys. Where are the rest of the dudes? Yeah. I mean, think about it, whether they're those guys or whether they're 3 guys that are great college players. Yeah. I mean, you're telling me you can't find 3 guys that can play 3-on-3 basketball? I mean, you got to. And how do you like my idea? They're playing outdoors. First of all, they don't take the ball out far enough. When you make a basket, they only take it out to the 3-point line. They should have to go out a little further. You know what I mean? Go back a little further and set up. I thought they were going back to the out of bounds or because it's half court basketball, or quarter, third court basketball. I thought they'd have to go back to the Olympic rings or something, make it a little further. But having said that, they have, what do you think about my idea? Pave the court and put chain nets up.
Oh,
you'll play outside.
There you go. I mean, it's 3-on-3. You gotta make it a little bit different in the first place. Plus, that would give us more of a reason to say that we're not good at 3-on-3 because it's a totally different type of sports. But I mean, you look at who we got on the team: Canyon Barry. We got Jimmy Fredette.
Jimmer Fredette. It's Jimmer Fredette. What do you mean, Jimmy? It's Jimmer
I'll just call him Jimmy. He's Jimmy.
He's from BYU. He was one of the greatest shooters in college basketball history, Jimmer Fredette.
I know Kyrie Maddox, all right, and Dylan Travis, all right. So we got 3 guys or 4 guys that are just we're plugging and playing. We're just
Why can't Steph Curry go play in between the days that they're playing in this thing? You know what I mean? One day play that.
I thought the same thing. I'm going to be honest with you.
Where's Mark Sears? Put Mark Sears on that team.
I feel like he'd do great, honestly. By the way, on the mixed 4x or 40x40, whatever you called it, either
4x400.
That's been going on actually since the 2020 Olympics. That was the inaugural season.
So last Olympics,
yeah. So
which was in 2021. Yep. So this is new. Okay, good. I'm just I thought I screwed up.
Yeah, you're not
so
lost.
This is new. Last Olympics. Mm-hmm. So this is just the second time they have had it. All right, they're running another heat of that stuff too. All right, let's get a break. We're wide open this whole hour. When we come back, we'll take your phone calls. Give us your picks. I want to know 4 teams out of the Big 18 that are going to make it to the college football playoff. Give me the 4 teams from the Big 18 to get in. We'll start taking calls next. 256-576-4977 on the Thom Abraham Show.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopé. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
You guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
Tired of the same old menu options everywhere you go? Then you need to try Metro Diner in Huntsville and Madison. The award-winning Metro Diner serves up signature dishes like their Charleston shrimp and grits, famous fried chicken and waffles with strawberry butter, and lots more. Their entire menu is available anytime, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And stop by for brunch on Saturday or Sunday and enjoy the lowest price mimosas in town. Airport Road, Huntsville, and Highway 72 in Madison. In diner or at home, make it Metro Diner.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. It's going to feel like it's anywhere between 105 to 109 degrees. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley, but it looks like the vast majority of us are going to end up staying dry. We drop into the low 70s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for your Saturday. Temperatures a little cooler, only climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. It looks like we are going to be dry Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
There's the phone and no one to answer.
256-576-4977.
And as a result, we got many phone calls and letters.
Give us a call on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline today. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I like the way that sounds. There you go. That's a little bit on that. We'll get the college football fight songs in there, too, and the NFL music and everything else. This segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by the fine folks at Rocket City Federal Solutions, LLC. They are committed to streamlining engineering solutions for all aspects of installations and facilities construction and management worldwide. I'm not talking about just North Alabama, Southern Tennessee. I'm all over the world is where they do this. The expertise and precision. These guys are great Americans. They're helping keeping us safe all over the world. The whole team there at Rocket City Federal Solutions is headed by CEO Jason Largen. And they've got over 35 years of experience. They got a global network of projects and critical systems and facility engineering and environmental operation and maintenance and more. You can learn more by going to RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. That's RocketCityFederalSolutions.com. All right, we'll get your calls in here. Give me 4 teams from the Big Ten that make the playoff. Now, just as a primer for those of you that are like, what's the Big Ten? What are you talking about, dog? All I know about is the SEC. We'll open your brain a little bit here. Order of finish, according to the media, after Big Ten media days, was Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan, Iowa, USC, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Rutgers, and by the way, Washington 10th. That were in the Final Four last year. And then you know the other teams bringing up the rear. All right, so those are kind of the contenders out of the Big Ten. Now, you might say maybe you think just 2 are going to get in. And you say, Ohio State and Oregon. Maybe you think 5 are going to get in. Then you tell me Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan, and Iowa. Whatever you think. However many you think. Bonus points. And the grand trifecta if you get it right. That easy. All right. By the way, you can explain this one to me too, Captain Cool, because I have no idea. I said this about the beach volleyball the other day. So why is it that the women, and these are women and men running together, right, in this 4x400, why do the women wear bikinis, bikini bottoms and bare midriffs, and the dudes wear compression shorts? You know what I mean? I mean, why can't the women wear compression shorts? Why does the women have to wear bikini bottom?
I just think it's one of the world's greatest mysteries.
Mysteries.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a fantastic mystery. It's like, okay, they're out there running together. The men have compression shorts on, go to the mid-thigh.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And then the women are, hey, turn your mic off when you answer the phone.
How you doing, Vinny? I'm doing
Turn your
well.
mic off when you answer the phone, you knucklehead.
Trying to get your picks in?
Let's just listen to John.
All right. I'll get you.
Hey, John. We'll just listen to him. Turn your mic off when you answer the phone, you knucklehead. Let's get this started with Natty Danny. Natty Danny, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing quite well, Thomas. Let's start out with a little bit of Michigan records. Another national championship happened the other day. The American Solar Challenge. They have these solar vehicles that was built by the University of Michigan students, and they left Tennessee and they ended up in Wyoming. So you add that to my tally, another natty.
There you go. All right, so give me the teams from the Big Ten that are going to make the playoff.
Well, no. Listen, I got a couple of real quick things here, okay?
Okay. So
now, when it comes to the boxer, no matter what, especially boxing, because they say this guy's a girl, whatever. Okay, so go in a room with a camera or with the committee and drop your drawers. Either you got twigs and berry or you got a bajing. There's, you know what I'm saying, Tom?
So is that the determining factor? Because they have now. Look, this isn't the case with this woman, but in, let's say, the case of a regular transvestite, you know what I mean, like the swimmer, whatever her name is, that won the last 2 national championships against females. That is a transvestite. They have surgery. You know what I mean? They have surgery that cleans that stuff up. So I don't think you can just go and say, "Hey, drop your trowel." And you're not making everybody else do that. They have testing. They have testing for it. And she tested, okay. You know what I mean? I mean, so what are we supposed to do?
Okay. So let's just go. I'm getting actually nauseous. Let's not talk about that anymore. I'll pick my 4 SEC teams and my 4 Big Ten teams. Okay.
All right. So give me your 4 SEC teams.
Let's just go. Let's go Georgia.
It doesn't have to be 4, by the way, if you don't think 4 are going to make it.
No, I think it's going to be 4. It's Georgia, Georgia, Texas. I'm going to say Tennessee is the dark horse. That's 3. And all right, I'll say Alabama. That's 4.
Okay.
So, and then I'll do my Big Ten. I'll start out with Michigan winning the Big Ten, Ohio State second, Penn State, and Oregon. Okay. Now the 3-on-3 basketball. You're missing, some brothers. I get it. Okay. But you know what else it needs? Play it in the hood, chain basketball hoops and everything. But you got to have some drive-bys. Have some drive-bys, some shooting going on and everything, like in the gangster stuff. That would be a little exciting, wouldn't you say?
No. That's not right.
All right. So then here, now let's talk about the relay. It's a 4x4 mixed relay, Tom. Not only did the American win, but they set a world record, Tom. So
world
that's
record.
Pretty good
yeah.
stuff.
No, that's good. And that was a semi. That wasn't. They didn't win. I mean, they won their semi. That wasn't the final, but yes, they got a. They set the world record, and then we'll see how they do in the in the other deal in the final.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. I never heard of it. This is the first year. I don't know because I've never seen it before, but it was pretty interesting, actually, to be honest with you. As far as what the girls wear and the guys wear, the girls, that's kind of air cooling if you think about it. Your stomach's exposed and, it's cooling, don't you think?
So why don't the guys do that?
Well, you look like a girl if you do that.
All right, why don't the girls wear compression shorts? Keep their muscles together. Why do the guys wear compression shorts and the girls wear a bikini bottom?
Well, the guys are wearing those shorts because they're trying to keep their, twigs and berry in check.
Yeah, well, it's insane. The girls can wear them too. It seems sexist. It seems like, the girls are going to wear this and the dudes are going to wear that.
It is what it is. But let's talk real quickly, and I'll get off the phone. They did play football last night. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was watching the Olympics. I'm not really concerned about football right now until next Thursday, because that's when my Lions start their roar, restore the roar, which they already did last year. Now they're the king of the king of the jungle. They're going to be on top of Mount Everest, baby. You know what I'm saying?
There.
All right. Peace out,
Appreciate it. All right. Paulie is in the Cape. Paulie, welcome to the show. How are you?
Not too good. After the first words out of his mouth was, "I'm going to make this quick." Anyways, my picks for the big 18.
The big 18.
Would be, Ohio State, Michigan, and depending on the class, I would have to say Oregon. Only 3 going to make in. Whoever has the best recruiting class, because remember, Washington lost a lot to the draft. A lot of those, I forget the other thing, was Washington, and who else got picked up a lot in the NFL draft last year. So I would say out of all of them to move over, I think Oregon would be the surprise one.
I don't know. A lot of people think Oregon's going to win the Big Ten. I don't think they'd be a surprise.
Over.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyways, I'll be watching the McNear-Lehrer report anytime there was a Big 12 game. Okay, I'll be watching that. But as far as you're missing 2 key ingredients of the street ball, number 3, besides the net, besides the concrete, you need the stainless steel backboard with the holes drilled in it so it doesn't warp from the heat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's official. You got to have that. That's how it is in New York. I don't know about anywhere else.
Yeah.
And the 4th key ingredient, you need the JVC boombox blasting Run DMC, Me and My Adidas. Okay?
What about a chain link fence around the thing, too? You got to have a chain link fence.
Well, you got to have it so you don't get killed running over in the street for trying to get the ball. I mean, come on.
A chain link
Remember,
fence,
we're not in a park. The park is a caged park with a fence so you don't get run over by the traffic. Because remember, in Manhattan, there's, I think, a bazillion people that live there. Yeah, a lot of traffic in a tight spot. Yeah.
All right, man.
And
it's good job, man. As far
as the Olympics, and it's just sad. Here we are having to worry about what is this girl is. I mean, my God. If she's got the chromosome, but she's still a girl, then I guess she can beat up girls. Oh, well. But
she's
if
been
she's
beaten by
actually a male,
nine times. She lost 9 times to other women. So I mean, if
Yeah.
you lose to a woman, if you got a Y chromosome and you lose to a woman, I mean that doesn't say much for your skill.
but she's technically still is she still a woman? I don't know the whole story, but is she still a woman or is she a man? Genitalia
No,
wise.
she's not a woman. She's not a man. She said she's not a man. There's a word for it. It's a syndrome, Sawyer syndrome.
Oh.
She's like a little bit of both, I think, is what it works out.
Yeah, a little bit of
I'm telling you, it's like a
joy.
little bit of both. Yeah.
Oh joy! So you got to think twice if you're going to dive head first at the home plate.
Easy now. All right,
No,
man.
slide. Which way? Should I go? What? No, slide the other way. No, be careful. I mean,
Paulie,
come on.
Paulie, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, man.
Yeah.
It's a good job by Paulie. You never know where he's going. My cousin Vinny is next. Vincenzo, save this thing, will you?
I'll try, Tom. Holy cow, what's going on? Just real quick, this weekend, I'm going to be visiting my insiders down in Tuscaloosa, the guys that live in the house with the walk-ons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My
Oh, yeah,
cousins-
yeah.
Okay,
Tell me who's the quarterback going to be? Are they going to stick with Milroe, or they got somebody else going to be the quarterback?
Well, I don't know. The quarterback room, I don't think is big as a big a deal. I think it's the running back room. But anyway, I'll have all kinds of new inside information for you.
There you go.
Okay. Okay, that's a spoiler alert. Secondly, about the Olympic thing, the dude beating up on the women. At what point did we wake up in the world of stupid? You know, it's just, it is what it is, and it isn't what it is, and the whole thing. And good Lord. But anyway,
she is actually a woman. I mean, we got to call it the way it is. I mean, we were wrong yesterday, and everybody on the internet, including some very respectable people, that were saying this has to stop. We can't have we cannot have a man fighting a woman. And well, it turns out she's not a man. She's a she.
Okay, well, there you go.
At least that's
there you
what
go.
they say.
I'll probably have to vote for Kamala Harris now.
Nah, stop it now. Don't get crazy.
Okay, sorry.
Don't get nuts.
Are you ready for my pick?
Yes, please give me your picks.
Okay. This show can't get any crazier today.
No,
All
it
right,
can, but no.
I've got where? Okay, so I'm laying the sheet of paper here. All right, I've got of course Ohio State,
Yeah.
Oregon, Penn
Yeah.
State, and USC.
And USC, there's the first shout for USC. Yeah, I think USC needs to get a little love on that deal. Yeah, good job by you. I don't know if they will or not, but yeah.
You notice who's missing?
Michigan.
Well, yeah, that's that's a shout out to Wolverine Dan. How much longer is he going to be Natty Danny?
This is a controversy. We're going to have a vote on it. He says until there's another national champion. Others say once the season starts, that's it. It's over.
Okay, well, hey, it's your show, so you
Yeah.
decide.
Well, it's your actually it's you guys' show. I'm just a director of this thing.
And
All right, man.
yeah, tell Bronny to turn the mic off when he answers the phone.
Yeah, hey.
Oops.
Grasshopper, turn the dang mic off when you answer the phone. We don't need to hear you talking to people.
I
And you don't need
know.
to tell them who you are. It's all you got to say is Tom Abraham Show, and it's it. Just say that, and then they just said they get your name.
It's that cross promotion.
I know you're not used to a lot of phone calls coming in on your show. I'm just saying this is the way it works.
We need a bigger phone.
All right, appreciate you. Thanks, Vinny. Have a good weekend. Stray Dog, is that right? Country Unheard.
Hey, how you doing, big dog? Glad to thank you for taking my call.
Hey, Stray Dog, how you doing?
Oh, this whole deal on the bikinis and the compression shorts. Answer simple. Men don't look good in bikinis.
well, the women. So now I'm watching another heat of the same thing. Some of the countries, the women have compression shorts on. They're not as long as the men. They don't go down to the. And then some of the women are wearing bikini bottoms, and I don't understand why that is. Although the one that's wearing compression shorts is now like in last place. So,
well, I think it's just the choice. I actually saw one of the American teams wearing them the other night. It might have been a little cool.
Yeah,
and they had the shorts on. I think it's the team's choice, and I think they're more comfortable playing playing in the bikini.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't
I
understand
don't.
it. But yeah, okay.
Some of them look better than others, and but whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm
Anyway,
wondering if that's in
appreciate
play.
you taking my call,
All right.
and you have a good day.
All right. Appreciate it, Straight Out. Apparently, you don't want to get in on the deal. You just want to talk about women in bikinis running around the track. It's just one of them. It's a women's 800-meter heat right now. It doesn't make sense to me. It's all. It's one of them things that makes you say, don't get it. Grumpy is up next. Grumpy, welcome in. How are you?
Pretty good, man. On that running and bikini thing, man. When women are in that good a shape, I've never met a woman in that good a shape that didn't want to show it off. I've taken women to the beach before, and they asked me if they could go to dinner in their bathing suit.
So what it is you think it's that. That's what I think.
Oh,
I think it's that. I think it's all they want to wear the skimpy outfit and get the attention and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
If you took the bathing suit away from them, they would ask for it back.
Yeah.
And when you're in that good a shape, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what the guys are too, though. Why aren't the guys out there running shirtless or running with those skimpy thing? The guys are in great shape. They want the compression shorts.
Tom, be careful.
We don't want
to
see that.
For.
No, I know. We don't want to see that.
For.
I agree. We don't want to see that stuff. Yeah.
And it's more prevalent than you think. I have known, I was a nurse for a long time, and the type of nursing I did put me in contact with different kind of things. And I've known and become friends with 3 different people who are intersex. They used to use the term hermaphrodite, but that's no longer used. It's intersex.
Oh, that's the word I was looking for. Hermaphrodite.
And
hermaphrodite.
Tom, it's more popular than you think. I can guarantee you right now in your listening area, in your footprint, there's more than you would think that are born with intersex.
So how do we handle that from a competition standpoint? What do you do with that? I mean, because you feel bad for the person. It's like, what do you do? They can't compete against men. They can't compete again's women. I mean, what do you do with them if they're a hermaphrodite or whatever you call them, intersex?
Right, and you can have let's just put it this way: they would pass whatever eye test that Danny wanted. You could be on either side of that. I think 10% of intersex have the XY chromosome and are born with it. So yeah, it's a problem. No, it's not a problem. It's not a problem unless you make it a problem. If you're born intersex and you're a woman, you identify as a woman.
Yeah,
you should. I say let her box. I say let her box.
But if she has higher levels of testosterone than the other women, and she has XY chromosome, I mean, is it fair? Is it fair to the other women?
Well, you just told me she lost 9 times.
Like she did, because she's not very good. You know what I mean? So,
well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's not a perfect world. Like, what does that say? I mean, it's just not. What is a fair? It's where you judge a pig. I mean, there's no fair in the world. Give me a break.
Yeah.
But in this case, you let her box. You let her box, and everybody can just clutch their pearls and go and if they want to and rant and rave. But the right thing is to let the lady box.
What? Give me 4 teams, or no, not 4 teams. Give me the teams out of the Big Ten that are going to make it to the playoff.
Michigan, Ohio State, and you guys got me confused with this USC thing, so I'll go Oregon.
So 3 teams. You got 3 from the 10 that make it.
And hey, when you get time, tell me how you're going to score this. Do you get a point? You have to get the number of teams and the teams correct to get that point?
If you get what it's going to be is a 5-point bonus. So, but you got to get them right. So if in your case, if Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, and Wisconsin get in, then you don't get the bonus. But if those 3 get in that you pick, then you get the bonus. 5-point.
Hey,
bonus.
in your position, if you do talk about this, use the word intersex. That's what you
intersex.
Today. Thanks, man. All right,
thanks. Intersex. That's the term. Intersex. All right. The term that we got now is break. I got your break in here. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1, set you up for hour number 2 on a fast-moving football Friday in the Doghouse. I'm Thom Abraham. More after this.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Check out VSiN's catalog of original podcasts, daily and weekly programming to keep you in the know when you're on the go. only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
College football starts in less than a month. Georgia, the plus 125 favorite to win the national title for a third straight year. Alabama enters the post-Nick Saban era. They're plus 700 to win the SEC. NFL, some slight movement with Kansas City now at plus 500 to win their third straight Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes plus 500 to hit 5,000 passing yards or more. At the Olympics, Gainesville, Florida's Noah Lyles is a plus 150 bet to win gold for the U.S. in the 100-meter. Men's Olympic basketball, the U.S. the favorite to win the gold at minus 600. They're 2-0 so far and face Puerto Rico on Saturday. The U.S. by 33.5. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Listen to Talkin' Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond.
Y'all the best, man. Hey, just don't make sure I don't get that moron flat.
No, sir. Not at all.
Thanks, Coach. Oh, Ronnie Stapler joining us. No, Coach, you are not going to get the moron of the year plaque.
Every weekday morning, wake up with Scott and Drew. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 The Zone.
This summer, make it a Woody Anderson Ford. Make it 0% financing, make it no down payment, and make no payments for 90 days. Hey, folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. It's our Ford summer sales event, and I promise you can save serious dollars on a large selection of our 2024 Fords. We've got financing as low as 0% for 36 months on 2024 F-150, Explorer, Expedition, Edge, Escape, plus all-electric F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E. And on all these Fords I just mentioned, you'll make no down payment and no payments for 90 days. Can you say Orange Beach, here we come? This is going to be a good summer. Come choose from over 550 new Fords, and you'll learn firsthand that nobody will work harder to earn your business. Brand new award-winning Fords with 0% financing, no down payment, and no payment for 90 days with your good credit. This offer ends 9/3/24. Come see us today and make it a Woody Anderson Ford. Hope to see you soon.
You need a lawyer and pick up the phone. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. When you call for a lawyer, where does that phone ring? My phone rings in my office.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. My phone rings in my office too.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. And when you've been hurt and need help, we're the ones who take your call.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic.
All right, hour number one is in the hopper with Auburn on the field. We thought we'd reach out to Justin Ferguson. We did Alabama yesterday. We'll talk to Justin Ferguson coming up, and we'll get his take on the Auburn Tigers as they have kicked off their fall practice. We'll do that next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show. Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances like Viking, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, GE, and Frigidaire. But they also have great brands that you may not know, like Mela, Forno, Z-Line, Invisicook, and Beko. But no matter what, they all get delivered the day you buy, and they service everything they sell. And at the Lacey Spring Showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, you'll find a totally interactive showroom where you can hear the dishwashers wash and the freezer's free and see the cookies get baked in the double ovens. Owen Home Appliance Center will even wash and dry a load of clothes for you so that you can see how great the products are. And they have ice machines making all kinds of ice, cubed, nugget, and top hat. How is that for variety? Owen Home Appliance Center believes in community involvement as well, sponsoring youth teams, race cars, and an annual Easter egg hunt. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service is the name of the game for Owen Home Appliance Center. Find them in Somerville and Lacey Springs and online at owenappliance.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopé. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
I'm Christine Lisi. This just in. The Seahawks got good news on quarterback Geno Smith. He should not miss any time. Tests for knee and hip injuries did not show anything significant, reports ESPN's Adam Schefter. The U.S. men's soccer team has been eliminated at the Paris Olympics with a 4-0 quarterfinals loss to Morocco. The U.S. women's 3-on-3 team won its second straight game in pool play with a 14-13 win over France. Ahead of tomorrow's final pool play game against Puerto Rico, the U.S. men's basketball team met with Coach Steve Kerr. He stressed the importance of not only winning that matchup, but trying to do it with the largest margin of victory possible. For seeding in the quarterfinal round that starts Tuesday, point differential is a tiebreaker. The U.S. at plus 43 enters the game with the best number in the field.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Sports Talk, 24/7, 365. Your full-time sports station.
You're doing a great job. Keep up the good work.
Is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Doesn't anyone do any work around this joint anymore?
The world has been turned upside down, and college football with it.
Both the Big Ten and the Pac-12 have postponed their 2020 football season.
Still cautious optimism that a college football season can be played safely.
We're prepared to play. I try to be everything that I can, but sometimes I come
Kevin Cool mixing the show, and he's overwhelmed. I got to be honest with you.
Gotta
right
love
now.
it.
I mean, he's just overwhelmed is what it is. He's overwhelmed. He doesn't know what to do with all these phone calls. He's, people are blowing up the phones. It's Football Friday. It's August, and he's overwhelmed. All right, to be just saying, he's getting swamped right now. So he'll figure it out though. It's just you throw him in the water. And they got to swim or sink.
Look, last week the Football Friday wasn't too bad, but this week the listeners they're throwing it on us. I love it.
They're coming strong, and you got to keep up. You got to do your part. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it works.
We're getting it.
All right, this segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by Owen Home Appliance Center. Owen Home Appliance Center featuring the biggest names in home appliance, and you might not know some of the other names that they have, but they have tremendous value. And they're right there just 8 miles south of the river on 231 at the Lacey Springs Showroom. And when you go in there, you can sample all of these things. Dishwashers are washing and freezers are freezing and cookies are getting baked. And you can check it. They'll even wash a load of clothes for you down there at Owen Home Appliance Center if you want to see how the washing machines work. It's all good at Owen Home Appliance. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's all right in the name at Owen Home Appliance Center. All right, joining us now, Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer with observations as to what is going on down on the Plains. A couple of days into practice. And Ferg, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Tom?
I am fantastic. I noticed that the Auburn Observer has a little different look these days and a little different logo. Tell me what's going on there.
Yeah. No, we're about to start season 5 at the Observer, and we decided to change up the look a little bit. Got a new logo in. My youngest brother does some graphic design work, and got us a new logo. So it was a good way to launch it this week. And with football coming back, we got a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, it all started too with that Big Cat weekend last weekend. Some serious noise made by Hugh Freeze and Auburn as the kids are having a hard time deciding whether or not they want peanut butter and jelly or a turkey sandwich. I mean, you just keep going back and forth, flipping all over the place. Probably going to happen more before signing day, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been crazy. And this is a staff that flips folks a lot, right? I mean, it was the whole thing that they were known for that first class. They did in the second class. You think about how many of the biggest name recruits Auburn has landed over the last 2 classes. Most of them were guys that are flips. So it's no surprise to see them doing that again this year. Obviously, Derek Smith being one of the big ones here recently, him from Alabama. Antonio Coleman flipping back. That one's been a crazy back and forth there. But I mean, you look at Alvin Henderson from Penn State. I mean, this has been a class that's got a lot of guys, a lot of high level guys right now that were committed elsewhere, but Auburn has been able to kind of convince them to go elsewhere, come join their class. And I think that's only going to continue here in the weeks ahead. You look at Auburn's, they want to get a quarterback in this class. Deuce Knight, the Notre Dame commitment from out of Mississippi, has been the one where it's getting a lot of traction right now. So, I mean, it's just par for the course for these guys. And right now, after a huge Big Cat weekend, they're top 5 class in 2025, and they're number 1 for 2026. So recruiting doing really, really well right now for Hugh Freeze and the staff.
One of the flips from last class was Perry Thompson. Now, he did not come in early like Cam Coleman did, and Cam Coleman has certainly, got a lot of eyeballs on him during the spring game and so on. But Perry Thompson now in camp as well. What are the early returns on that dude, and what kind of expectations are there for him?
Yeah, no, I mean, Perry Thompson is a really impressive player, great athlete, obviously. When you look at him, 6'3", listed about 229 pounds. He's fast. I mean, that's the big thing. It's the first time I've gotten to kind of watch him live. I watched Cam Coleman several times in high school because he was right up the road at Central Phoenix City. But he's quick. I think he's faster than Cam Coleman. I think he's got a step on him. I think he's more explosive. It's just going to be, does he have all the other tools in his toolbox? What is he going to be like with his hands, his ball skills, all that, the stuff that makes Cam, it's just a really impressive player from week 1. But I do think the athleticism for Perry Thompson, I think, could get him on the field early. Auburn might need to kind of bring him along in terms of packages or what he knows and what he can run, especially early in the year. But Hugh Freeze said it best yesterday. He said he looks like an SEC receiver. He's got the skill set, and I think Auburn is going to try to find a way to plug him in to this offense. Might not be one of the top 2 or 3 receivers right off the bat, but he can end up being a big-time playmaker for Auburn, sooner rather than later. He's just, for a guy his size, he runs really, really well, great athleticism, and they'll find a way to get that on the field.
Talk to me a little bit about Peyton Thorne, because, it was a rocky start to the season. He finished strong. I got to meet him at SEC Media Days. He came and sat down with us and chatted for a little while. Good-looking kid. He could do the Jesse Palmer thing, go on a Bachelor or something if this football thing doesn't work out. But, he was a little slighter than I thought. For some reason, I thought he was a little bit bigger guy than that. Was the first time I had stood next to him. But, it seems like he has a much better command now. And as this fall camp starts, it feels like, he's a different dude than he was at the beginning of the year last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to keep in mind, last year at this time, he was brand new. He didn't go through spring practices. He had to win a job against, Robbie Ashford in a short amount of time. This year, he's coming in kind of knowing he's the guy. Now, they're continuing to compete, but Auburn has done really everything to kind of point to the fact that, hey, it's going to be Peyton Thorne's show here, at least to start 2024. He does look more, in command of the offense. I think things are a lot more familiar to him. He knows his guys that he's throwing to. He's worked a ton with them in the summer. And I think the big thing for Thorne is that, he's got to be, one of those guys this year that steps his game up. And he knows that. I think the good thing for him is that you're seeing that early on. Auburn's got several quarterbacks on campus, and yesterday at practice, it was just very noticeable. Ball looked different. The offense was moving differently when it was him at quarterback compared to the rest of the guys. So, he's their best option, and Auburn's banking a lot on him to help, get this offense going where they want to go in 2024 and kind of build a bridge to 2025 and beyond.
And if they're going to be, competitive and maybe surprise some people, and I got them, by the way, at 8-4, which I think would make a lot of people happy going into 2025. But if they were to, win a couple of games that they might not be expected to win, you would think that defense will have to be a thing, that they're going to play some great defense. So talk to me about the defense and what we can expect this year early in camp and what you see out there.
I think your linebackers and your edge rushers, I think, are going to be a strength of this team on the defensive side of the ball. Edge rushers, you've got Calvin Falk, who was in media days, a really impressive player for sure. Jalen McLeod coming back. If he can stay healthy for a full year, you really like his potential. And then you look at the depth these guys have got behind them, right? You get a Morris Williams, the 5-star. You get Waller, Jamonte Waller, big name prospect as well. Joe Phillips. I tell you, one of the guys who's been really impressive here early on in campus was Kieran Crawford, Arkansas State transfer. Really productive last season for the Red Bulls. He's transferred to Auburn. I think he's a great guy to put in the rotation here right away. Long, former basketball player. Just really good athleticism there. And then your linebacker group, you got Eugene Asante coming back. You got Austin Keys, continuing to, be a veteran. Can he stay healthy? They added a couple of other guys in the transfer portal, and Tanaji Gote and Dory Mousey. So, I mean, the edge rushers and the heart of that defense is going to be strong. The question marks are going to be up front with your interior defensive line. No Marcus Harris, who's going to step up at your defensive tackle spots. They've got guys, they've got experience, but who's going to kind of separate themselves? That's a big question. And then your depth in the secondary. You feel good about Keontae Scott and Kayan Lee and Bug Thompson, the transfer from Texas. Like, those are guys that I think, you feel pretty good about being key players for this year, but who's going to be the guys that step up behind them, I think, is the big question now for Auburn. And that's what fall camp's for, finding those guys. And those are going to be the big question marks on that defense side of the ball. But, yeah, the heart of that defense and the edge rushing spots should be pretty impactful this year.
By the way, if you're looking for an Auburn Observer koozie, they've got them there at the site. Now, do you have to be a member to get a koozie? And if they join, do they get a koozie? Or can you just go there and buy a koozie for $5 with the new Auburn Observer logo on there?
Yeah, you can just go there and buy them for $5. We're running the sales from now to Sunday night, and then we're going to put out the big order on Monday and ship them out to folks. But yeah, it's a good time if you want to subscribe, though. If you want to subscribe, and you haven't been a subscriber for just $45 for your first year, we're running that special in fall camp. So AuburnObserver.com, check it out. It's a great time to sign up.
Give them a koozie if they subscribe. You know what I mean? It's be like a added incentive. Subscribe, you get $45 for the year. You get all this great content, and they're going to send you a koozie.
Yep.
There you go.
Hey, we're giving you a deal. We're giving you deals right now.
That's a deal right there at the Auburn Observer, for sure. By the way, the Olympics, we just had an all SEC team set a world record in the mixed 400, 4x400. Vernon Norwood from LSU, Shamir Little from Texas A&M, and Bryce Devin from Texas A&M, Kalen Brown from Arkansas. They set a record, and of course, Suni Lee with the bronze medal. And that was a little bit unexpected, even though she had won the gold in 2021. But that's got to bring a lot of pride to the folks there on the plains, I would think. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You win gold for the team earlier in this week. And then, it
her medaling was going to be a pretty big accomplishment. Obviously, for those who might not know, Sue Lee has a kidney disease. She's in remission right now from it, but she wasn't able to train for long stretches of the last year. So it was not even guaranteed that she was even going to make the Olympic team. So not only to make the Olympic team, but be the second best American behind, obviously the greatest to ever do it, Simone Biles. Really cool. A lot of Auburn folks, really excited. A lot of love on social media for sure. And then I know a few folks who are Auburn folks that went to Paris, who are at the Olympics, and she got the War Eagle and the fist pump, and
nice.
got people flying Auburn flags in the stands at the gymnastics final. So really, really cool stuff. And yeah, just a great story. And she will always be an Auburn legend, because she's gonna be one of the most decorated athletes to ever come out of here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Justin Ferguson has been our guest. Ferg, I appreciate you. I look forward to your input on the show all season long. Once again, as it's just around the corner now, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we gotta get fall going here soon, because it's way too hot for me right now standing outside at football practice. So I'm looking forward to the fall, and always good to be on.
I hear you, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, Justin Ferguson, Auburn Observer. All right, we'll get a break in here. We'll come back. More of your phone calls. Keith, the Michigan fan, was the next one that was going to be up. LSU Lynch as well. You guys want to circle back, and the rest of you want to jump in. We do have a future factor for you today. We're looking for what teams from the Big Ten with 18 teams, what teams are going to make the playoff from the Big Ten. I don't care if you think it's 1 team, 2 teams, 5 teams, 6 teams, 4 teams, whatever teams you think are going to make it. We got a 5-point bonus on the grand trifecta. This could swing the grand trifecta if you get it right. So you go ahead and give us a holler, 256-5764-97.7. Let's overload those phones. Let's jam up Captain Cool and just wear him out like we've been doing. So go ahead and get that done, and we'll come back with more right after this. I'm Thom Abraham. This is the Thom Abraham Show.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and this summer we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490. Or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943. Member FDIC.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. It's going to feel like it's anywhere between 105 to 109 degrees. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley, but it looks like the vast majority of us are going to end up staying dry. We drop into the low 70s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for your Saturday. Temperatures a little cooler, only climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. It looks like we are going to be dry Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This will turn journalism on its ear.
Watch our stream on WZZN TV on Twitch and YouTube.
But you are the greatest hero in American history.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Welcome back to Tom Abraham Show. This segment of the show is brought to you by the Service Department of Woody Anderson Ford, your award-winning service department. Routine checkups and other deals that they can do for you, not only for your Ford, but for other vehicles as well, other brands as well. I don't know why you would want to drive anything other than Ford, but they can take care of all of that for you. And if you got a bigger problem, the expert service technicians will quickly diagnose it. They'll use state-of-the-art tools to get it resolved as well. And don't forget about the mobile service or and the convenient weekend and evening services that you get done at the Quick Lane Service Department. That's right. Things like brake jobs and tires, batteries, and things like that at the Quick Lane Service Department. Go to WoodyAndersonFord.com and learn more about that. That's at WoodyAndersonFord.com. All right, it is Football Friday. We do have your future factor for you. We're looking for who is going to make college football play. We changed it up. We used to do over-unders based on win totals. Instead of doing win totals, now we've got 12 teams going to a playoff. The question is, what teams? We did the SEC last week. We did the Big Ten this week. The teams from the Big Ten that will make the playoff. And it doesn't mean it has to be 4. It could be 2. It could be 6. However many teams, whatever teams that you think could make the Big Ten from to make the playoff from the Big Ten. Now, go back to the line with Michigan. All right. Doing all right. We did do the SEC last week. If you want to get in this week on that, I'll go ahead and take those two. Okay. SEC first. Texas, A&M, Georgia, and the evil one, Alabama. Now, Big Ten, we got 3 now. Yeah, for the Big Ten, Michigan, of course, Oregon, Ohio State. I want to say Penn State, but I'm going to go with 3. But 4, but 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Who's going to get in? really believe in the SEC and in I think you're going to have to go 10-2. I don't think 9-3 is getting it. There was a lot of talk, about 9-3 getting it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a 10-2 football team. So do you think Michigan is a 10-2 football team with this much more difficult schedule that they have this season?
I'm looking for them to go undefeated. That's because of Michigan fan, but we may look one to get us ready for the playoffs. And if maybe I hate to say this, but Ohio State that they didn't fall off talent around the country. They did a better job than Alabama used to do. But yeah, I'm gonna say 3 teams.
All right. So so they've got you've got Texas coming in,
right?
You got USC coming in. You got to go out to Washington.
Yes.
Now,
if we beat Texas, then that's going to change everything. People will really start paying attention to Michigan. And from what I've heard, listening to Big Ten and other folks, Michigan's defense may be just as good or even better than last year. We got a safety who's going to play both ways. And he's basically the number 1 safety or number 2 in the country. So it's going to be interesting to see. The main thing is the warm-up game in Texas. If we beat Texas, that changes everything. Plus, it gives teams momentum, courage, that they can do it.
So we got, USC, it's not a rollover. You're the favorite in that game. You got Oregon coming in. Most people have this second in the Big Ten.
You got Ohio State.
Texas, USC, and Oregon at home. And Washington is tricky. I mean, I know Washington is going to be off from where they were last year, but it's still a tricky trip. Go off to Washington and play at the whole season. That's 5 real games.
Yes, but one thing with Pac-12, they're not used to playing Big Ten football, where it's going to be tough because, we almost lost the game to Rutgers or because some guys, it's a fight out there on the field.
Yeah.
So scoring 30 and 40 points every game in the Pac-12, it ain't going to be like that in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, even if you have to go to Minnesota,
they do. I have them at 9-3.
Yeah.
I have them at 9-3.
Well,
real game.
I'll take 11-1 because I just want to get past this second game. Even though if we lose it, we still have this chance to go undefeated the rest of the way. But we got Ohio State at the end of the year, so it's going to be tough.
Yep.
But
that's
why we fans there. All right.
I appreciate you. It's a tough schedule. That's a tough schedule. That's that's no joke. All right. Couple other notes. Last night, we got to see 8 kickoffs in the new kickoff system. And, I know a lot of people were like freaking out a little bit over it. Casual fans that didn't hear about the change were like, what the heck is going on here? And I thought the network did a great job of explaining it. The one thing that surprised me, and I don't know if you saw it last night at all, John, was at one point in time, even though there was no wind, at one point in time, just to test it out, one of Chicago's kickoffs, they brought a guy out to hold, a 12th player out to hold as if it were a windy day. And then what the rule was the 12th player guy, the holder, he could hold, the guy kicks off, and it's off a tee, obviously, kickoff tee, and then he got to run immediately to the sideline, take the tee and run immediately to the sideline. I thought that was kind of interesting. And what I had heard, and I don't know if it's an option, it takes some research maybe. I had heard that if the ball was blown off the tee twice, that they were going to be able to use the little ball holder. You know, that little thing that they use when they're warming up on the sideline?
Yeah.
That they were going to use that as the to hold the ball for the kickoff. So that was the one thing that surprised me a little bit, was that they had an actual human being out there, and I wonder if you get credit for being in the game. You know what I mean? Or if you're just a dude that goes out there and holds. I mean, heck, you might as well send a coach out to send a ball boy out there and let him hold it if you're going to do that.
You got to have a pretty good 40. You got to have a pretty good 40.
Yeah. But I wonder if you get credit, because there's a big deal about, in the NFL in terms of, plays, and sometimes it affects contracts, and it affects, down the road when you're going to get your pension and all that stuff. I wonder if you get credit for having played in the game if you are the holder on the kickoff on a windy day.
I wouldn't believe that you would get that much credit. You're just like a dog helping grab the tee whenever you're, kicking off in college football.
Why don't they send a dog out there to hold then? Train the dog to hold the ball.
That'd be pretty cool. The main reason behind it, though, was because I think a ref held the ball last year, a few years ago, and I think he tripped and he ended up hurting his ankle. So I think that's the reason why they let a player.
Is that what they did in the XFL? They had a referee hold the ball?
Yeah, it was something like that. But that's when they adjusted. That's when they adjusted, and then they were like, all right, 12 people are allowed in the field now.
All right, this is what I think about that thing. Phone lines are open if you want to get in. 256-576-4977. I'll get you into the show. I like it. Okay, I like it because I think from a blocking and coverage aspect, there are a lot of cool things that you can do. Right, the way this thing sets up, if you didn't see it last night, is that we use the plus and negative, 40-yard line, 50-yard line, and so on, so that you understand which side of the ball you're on. So the kicker puts the ball on the 35-yard line. He's kicking off from his own 35-yard line. The kickoff team, all 10 guys on the kickoff team have to have their foot on the plus 40-yard line. So in other words, the 40-yard line of the opponent, the plus 40-yard line. The kick return team, everybody has to be lined up between the minus 35, their own 35, and the 30. And 7 of those guys have to have their foot on the 35-yard line. 2 can be dropped back a little bit. And then they have 2 guys deep, as opposed to in the XFL when they only had 1 guy deep. But they have 2 guys deep in the NFL, which allows for a couple of different things now. I want to first look at this thing from a return standpoint. I think it's fantastic in as much as that you could do some counter returns. You could do some reverse returns. You can have a guy that's up at the front line loop back, okay? And he could take it, the handoff and do a reverse that way. I think up front, you could do some blocking schemes that are very much like blocking schemes that you find in regular offensive plays. You're lined up with those 7 guys with their foot on the 35-yard line. You can run trap plays, John. You know what I mean? You could block 2 at the point of attack and then have a guy cross over and block, whichever it is, the guy that's coming through, you count them off, the coverage team and so on. Yeah. You can run like a little trap play. You can pull guys. You know what I mean? Like a regular football play. You could block down, pull a guy, and then have a middle return. From a design standpoint, now from an ex-special teams coordinator standpoint, designing, I would have a field day designing different returns out of this thing. And from a coverage standpoint, it's not just like all 10 guys go down in a lane. Because if that happens, what's going to happen is somebody's going to pop one. You're going to get a seal, a double team and a seal, and boom, it's out the door, and there's nobody there. So what you're going to do is, from a coverage standpoint, you're going to still have lane assignments and you're going to still have ball assignments. And then you're going to have guys that are either going to stay at the 40 or even peel back a little bit, where you would drop back and you would be a safety or a fold player. Okay, we're going to drive everything. Let's say we're going to push everything to the middle. And we want to then have fold players. So number 2 from each side on the outside would loop back towards the middle and fold into the middle, where you're pushing everything towards pushing the return guys to the middle of the field. I think all of those things are in play. Now, having said that, one of the big differences in this setup and the setup that they used in the XFL was, in this setup in the NFL, they're kicking from the 35-yard line. If the ball goes into the end zone or directly through the end zone, it comes out to the 30. The touchback is out to the 30. If the ball hits between the 20 and the goal line, if it hits there and then goes into the end zone and they down it, it comes out to the 20. If it hits in there and rolls through the end zone, it comes out to the 20. But if you just hammer it into the end zone and they take a knee on it, or you just hammer it through the end zone, it will come out to the 30. So while there's a lot of talk about what the return strategies will be and how they'll have these better returns, I think what you're going to see in the preseason is they're going to test this quite a bit, and they're going to see where are these tackles being made. I mean, last year, there were 4 kickoff returns for a touchdown last year in the NFL. 4. That's it. 4. You would think this year that number could double if we have returns. Now, if you're seeing consistently the guys catching the ball at the 5 and they're making a good job, doing a good job blocking up front, and they're consistently getting it out to the 30, to 32, to 35, that kind of stuff, what you're going to see is, I believe they're just going to start hammering it in the end zone again. Even if the guy's coming out to the 28, the 27, that's what I saw last night. There was one decent return. But even if they're just coming out to the 28 or 29 yard, whatever, because I think what's going to happen, John, is right now, with last year's rules, the touchback came out to the 25-yard line. How much jerking around are you going to do for 5 yards? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to come out to the 30 instead of the 25. Are you going to go through all of this rigmarole of dropping this ball in there and covering it, and you got to have it this and that? Are you going to go through all of that where you could just kick it into the end zone and have a touchback back to the 30, which is why I wish they did the XFL kickoff and kicked off from the 30 or even the 25. I want to see the return. I'm afraid that ultimately, after this gets going a little bit, they're just going to start kicking it in the end zone again.
They're not going to care. I mean, it's the same way that it was
5
before.
yards.
I mean, you take people out to the 25, it didn't matter. You know, instead of kicking it to a dude when he's at the 1 or 2 yard line, he doesn't let the ball go out. He's going to run up to like the 18, get tackled. They didn't care. They just started murdering the ball. But now it's to the point where, you know, there's a lot of different types that you can kind of go off of. You can have it at the 20, you can have it at the 25 or the 30, and then you can keep on going from there. But, I mean, it looks just as risky whenever it comes to, you know, throwing your players out there, having them.
No, it's not at all. I mean, because the guys they're 5 yards away from each other.
You say it's different, but I say, you know, whenever you have to kind of change the way that you've been doing something your entire life, and you're not running at full speed, you have a little less control. And I feel like whenever you're just right next to this dude, you're going to get to the point where you start tripping over other players. The return man's going to run into the back of you. I mean, there's just a lot of different.
Yeah, but then none of that causes the injuries that a 35-yard run up does.
It's still going to lead to people getting injured. Maybe not in the concussion sense, but in the way that people are going to be tripping over everybody. And you know how the NFL is about people, you know, and the rolling, the drop tackle, take that out of the league. I mean, just there's so many problems with everything that's in football when it comes to, yes, there's people that are going to get injured. So when it comes to that, I don't think it makes too big of a difference.
I think there's going to be a lot less injury, and I think that the collisions are going to be a lot different. It's more of a line of scrimmage type of thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? I from that standpoint, and the only question is with the ball at the 35, are you just going to go ahead and kick it into the end zone?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that first breakaway. That it looked like it was going to happen every single time.
Right. I mean, if you block it, and here's the thing, I don't think in preseason you're going to see a lot of blocking schemes that are the schemes that people are going to be using in the regular season.
Yeah.
Because I would not straight block it at all. I mean, there's no way I'm going to go up there and man block it and count the 10 guys across the. First of all, there's 10 there, and you only have 9 at the line on the return side because you got 2 guys deep. Okay, so now you got one guy that's leading up in there, and so who are you going to let go? But there's so many options that you have as far as letting somebody go, and then that's the guy you're going to block with the other returner, or is that the guy you got, because you are allowed to crisscross blocking and things like that. And so I think it's good, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Now the thing is that we're going to continue to get the regular kickoff in college football. Are we ever going to see college football always followed the NFL in so many different ways? So the question is, you know, are we going to get the regular kickoff? Eventually, is college football going to go to that too? I thought by now that college would be kicking 33-yard extra points.
Take it 10 years, and then we'll be there.
I mean, it's been, how many years has it been since the NFL moved it?
It's
been a while.
Probably 4. I think 4 years. I think that's where we're going on. But no, I mean, it's this.
I think it's more than that.
Think about.
I bet it's more than that.
4 or 5. I feel like it's in that area. But it's like they're adding the technology to the helmets. They're adding certain things with the rules. I mean, there's things that have come into play in college football well after the NFL. So give it a few. Maybe a decade.
We never changed the 1 foot, 2 foot rule.
No, that would be terrible if we went from there.
Well, which one do you like better?
I like college having the opportunity to have 1 foot in, just because it makes for those bigger plays. I know that you could make an argument that, hey, you want them to be ready for the NFL, make them put 2 feet in. But at the same time,
the skill of 2 feet is what I like.
It's impressive. It's impressive. But I mean,
dropping that second foot, dragging that second foot to me is that's why I like that. I like the timing rules better in college football.
Yeah,
I like the fact that the clock stops within 2 minutes. I like the fact that the clock stops to move the sticks and that kind of stuff.
There's just a reason why, college football is different from the NFL, why people like it. And I don't want it to get to the point where college football is too similar, because we're already paying these players. There's the rules are getting closer. I don't want it to get to the point where it's just, okay, you go from the college scene to the NFL scene. It's just 1-to-1. It's the exact same thing. I like it being a little bit different, because it gives us a different type of football that we still love, instead of, the UFL, which we do love, and it's very entertaining, but being something newer, it's harder to kind of get into outside of our fall football that we love.
Well, I think the UFL and the NFL are going to be very similar in the rules, because now you're dealing with pros, and you're dealing with, really wanting to evaluate those guys as pros. I think that in the college, I think college will always be different from the NFL. The aspect of the hashes, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's why, in the NFL, you really don't have a field corner and a boundary corner, because the ball's always in the middle of the field for all intents and purposes. Even on the hash, it's near it's pretty much in the middle of the field. Well, college still has the wide hashes, not as wide as high school, but they have the wide hashes.
Love the wide hashes.
Yeah. I mean, it gives you so much more strategy. What are you going to do into the boundary? What do you got? I like wider hashes too. I think that would make a lot of sense, but the NFL is never going to change. But I don't think college is going to change. Those rules, I don't think will change. The 1 foot in, the timing rules, I don't think those things are going to change. The special team deals, the rules in the special teams, in terms of the extra point and in the kickoff, I think ultimately at some point in time they're going to dovetail.
Well, how much of the timing rules do you want to not be in college football, because they already got the 2-minute warning? So, I mean, that's something we're going to have to experience.
I like that there's not a college. I like that there's not a 2-minute warning but you have you don't need a 2-minute warning when you're stopping the clock to move the chains.
Look forward to it in 2024.
They're going to bring a 2-minute warning in.
That was one of the rules they brought.
There's a 2-minute warning in college football now?
I'm not even joking with you. I'm not even joking.
Okay.
This isn't me just throwing information at you just out of nowhere. I've played plenty of the college football 25 game to know that it's real.
Bama Brad says, I'm with your son. I don't like the new kick rules. Looks like a scrimmage. I like it.
You're going to get some injuries.
If you watched the XFL, if you spent some time watching the XFL, then you're used to it a little bit. But I think it gives a lot more opportunities for returns. I mean, Bama Brad, what do you want? You want what they have now, 75%. 75% were touchbacks. Is that what you want? It's not what we want. We want to see returns. That's why I back the kicker up. I want to see these. I want to see these returns, especially if it's a play. It's like a play when the coverage team is on the 40 and the return team is on the 35 and they're 5 yards apart, and the kid catches the ball at the 3-yard line and runs it. It's a football play now, and you could run all kinds of stuff, man. Run some really fascinating blocking patterns and so on.
I'm not 100% against it, but it's just like you're running at a fence and there's going to be 1 or 2 openings. What I do look forward to, though, is whenever there's...
Well, that's why you have to drop back a couple of guys from the 40 on the kick. Once the ball... You got to get those guys off the line, and they got to come back, because if you just have 10 guys straight across, you get a seam and it's out the door. You get one seam and it's out the door. But that's not how you're going to cover. You're going to have 10 guys up there, and you're going to have 2 guys that are going to go straight to the ball. You're going to have several guys that are lane guys, and then you're going to have guys that are fold guys that are going to drop back and fold and even be a safety. And your kicker, your kicker now has to be a little bit more of a tackler, possibly like Pat McAfee was, back in the day.
That's what I was getting into. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Jakeem Grant, when he finally touches the field, is running back kickoffs for whatever team he's on now, and he's got to go up against, I don't know, Justin Tucker. That's going to be whenever the game gets a little bit more interesting. But again, once you get by the first, 2 rows, maybe 3 rows, depending on how these coaches want to throw out their special teams, it'll be just like a free play at that point. It'll be like Alabama, Auburn. You kick a field goal and it's taken all the way back because these guys are all bunched into one position.
Well, that's a totally different thing.
I know. They're not linemen that are out there.
That's the problem is you had no coverage guys. You had no cover guys on there because you have all linemen and a couple of big tight ends and a holder and a kicker. So you got nobody that can cover a kick that is short in the end zone. And that was the last thing I said before kick 6. I was on the radio. I was on national radio for CBS Sports Radio. And the last thing when they lined up with a second to go to kick that thing and Davis went back under the goalpost, the last thing I said was, who's going to cover this thing if he doesn't make it? Because they got the whole field to cover, and all they got is a bunch of fat guys out there. It's not like a punt team where you run linebackers and safeties out there. It's not like a kickoff coverage team where you're using a lot of defensive players. You got a bunch of linemen out there and a couple of wings that are generally like tight ends, big body guys. In fact, some teams use extra linemen as those kind of guys on the wing. All right. Yeah. 2-minute warning in college football. I missed that one. How did I miss that? I probably knew it, and then I forgot it because, I'm old. I forget stuff. All right. Phone lines are open if you want to get in. 256-576-4977. We do have a future factor for you. We want to know who are the teams from the Big Ten that are going to make the college football playoff. Taking calls next right here. It's the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Florida's Noah Lyles is a plus 150 bet to win gold for the U.S. in the 100-meter. Men's Olympic basketball, the U.S., the favorite to win gold at minus 600. They're 2-0 so far and face Puerto Rico on Saturday. The U.S. by 33.5. That's the VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Owen Home Appliance Center features the biggest names in home appliances like Viking, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, GE, and Frigidaire. But they also have great brands that you may not know, like Mela, Forno, Z-Line, InvisiCook, and Beko. But no matter what, they all get delivered the day you buy, and they service everything they sell. And at the Lacey Spring Showroom, just 8 miles south of the river on 231, you'll find a totally interactive showroom where you can hear the dishwashers wash and the freezers free and see the cookies get baked in the double ovens. Owen Home Appliance Center will even wash and dry a load of clothes for you so that you can see how great the products are. And they have ice machines making all kinds of ice, cubed, nugget, and top hat. How is that for variety? Owen Home Appliance Center believes in community involvement as well, sponsoring youth teams, race cars, and an annual Easter egg hunt. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service is the name of the game for Owen Home Appliance Center. Find them in Somerville and Lacey Springs and online at owenappliance.com.
Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling sluggish? Gentlemen, Game Day Men's Health. Game Day Men's Health is here to help you. Braden is here. Braden, you've got the answers.
Thanks, Scott. Whether it's erectile dysfunction, weight loss, or a number of other things, we have the solution for them.
It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call today at
256-850-1570.
You can find them online.
GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, what man wouldn't like to have tests done in a man cave?
That's right. Come in for your free test and consultation, walk into a world-class staff, a comfortable, relaxed environment, and we got your results in about 20 minutes with appointments less than an hour.
And the big game is always on the TV. It's Game Day Men's Health. Give them a call, 256-850-1570. You can find them online at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Huntsville/The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Looking for your next adventure to be out of this world but don't have enough money to buy a spaceship and leave orbit? Well, look no further than Divergence VR theme park off of Governor's Drive Southwest in Huntsville, Alabama. Are zombies more your style? How about driving your favorite cars on the world's fastest track? Or maybe a gorilla game that has you climbing up tall trees to escape other gorillas? Wait, that's actually a thing? Huh. Would you look at that? For whatever adventure you can dream of, call 256-203-4128 to get your VR adventure started now.
You need a lawyer and pick up the phone. I'm attorney Gary Lackey. When you call for a lawyer, where does that phone ring? It might be in a call center somewhere, maybe 100 miles away, but my phone rings in my office.
The Lackey Law Firm.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. My phone rings in my office too.
So does mine. I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. And when you've been hurt and need help, we're here. We're the ones who take your call.
And get what you deserve.
You want to talk to your lawyer. You don't want to reach a call center. With the Lackey Law Firm, that never happens.
The Lackey Law Firm.
And this is the most important part. We'll treat you like family because that's exactly what we are.
The Lackey Law Firm.
And I'll go you one better. If you can't come to us, we'll come to you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. It's going to feel like it's anywhere between 105 to 109 degrees. Maybe an isolated shower across the Tennessee Valley, but it looks like the vast majority of us are going to end up staying dry. We drop into the low 70s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for your Saturday. Temperatures a little cooler, only climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. It looks like we are going to be dry Saturday afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Center, where thousands of area residents have received world-class care from the Valley's most trusted and experienced group of orthopedic surgeons and medical specialists. TOC services the Huntsville Havoc and Alabama A&M and most of the high schools in the region. 13 locations throughout the Tennessee Valley, including in Fayetteville, Tennessee. If you have orthopedic problems or just considering professional care, TOC is the only logical choice. Whether you have a work-related injury or you got sideline playing a sport you love, you need the best care, the best physicians, the best facility to get you back in the game. I think you're going to agree. That's TOC. Stay in a game with TOC. Phone lines open 256-576-4977. Text window as well. The unknown texter says, I like that most NFL games last a little over 3 hours instead of 3.5 or more for college. I usually just wait and catch the second half of the college game. I think I'm going to like the new kickoff rule in the NFL. I like the new kickoff rule in the NFL. I'm totally honest with you. 3-hour baseball game drives me nuts. 3-hour hockey game drives me nuts. I have never sat there watching a college football game and said, my gosh, this game's been on for 3 hours and 42 minutes. This is too long. I've never done that. It's never bothered me. The only thing that bothers me about the college game is the 20-minute halftime. That's the only thing that bothers me. Otherwise, I've never, ever, for me, I've never said, oh my gosh, this game is taking forever. Doesn't bother me at all. LSU Lynch is up. Lynch, welcome in. How are
you? Did you get my text with my pick?
Maybe. I got a million texts in here as I haven't checked them all out.
Okay. You ain't got to read it. I just want to make sure you got it. You go check it when you drinking coffee. this evening. It don't
Let
matter.
me see if I
Now,
got.
look
Oh, I
here.
got it. I got. Oh, that's pretty funny. That is pretty
Yeah,
funny.
but look here.
Yeah.
Let's give the heads up to the Captain Stanley here. Son, this is Football Friday, son. This is nothing. This is nothing. Because when your daddy dog starts passing out the free gift certificates every week, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Nothing. No, he's got to get up to speed. There's no doubt. I mean, there's no doubt. We threw him in the deep end. We threw him in the deep end. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
He said, this is nothing. Wait till there's 10 calls at once.
This is not yet. Well, I mean, but it's going to be, we're going to get bombarded and everybody wants to talk. And once again, I hate it when the legends want to run that mouth. Grumpy hates it when they look here. When we start doing these picks, Captain Cool, it shouldn't take but 30 seconds to call into the show, say what you want to. I don't need to hear, Big Dog, your complaints about the women in the shorts. Okay, you know why? Because they have photographers that are taking pictures and making money. Go LSU.
And I missed him too.
You'll never catch him. You'll never catch him. You will never catch him. Because that's the way he rolls. I mean, he takes pride in the fact that he'll but he's right. I mean, it's
I know.
This is the big time. I mean, you better be ready.
Look, I asked
phone calls are going to come slamming in. I know you asked for it. You got it.
And,
last week you asked.
And this
week
I didn't even ask.
You didn't ask for doing this at all. Let's just make that clear. You got drafted into this, but
could have been worse.
Right.
Could have been worse.
Oh, there are things that are worse. His picks, by the way, for playoff teams out of the Big Ten, the Wolverine Suckagans, the Ohio State Suckeyes, Duck Dynasty. That's it. Those are his picks.
Aren't they in the SEC?
Who?
Duck Dynasty.
Oregon?
Oh, they're talking about Oregon. Okay, I guess.
Well, who do you think they were talking? You're talking about actual Duck Dynasty?
I thought he was just like, nobody else is going to make it. We'll just throw in Duck Dynasty. I get it now. I get it.
This thing is moving fast for you, I think, right now.
Never watched Duck Dynasty, for being honest. So,
great show. Legends. He also said, Legends, shut your mouths on Friday so the callers could get in. Don't take 30 seconds. Look, I don't want to just take calls and picks on a Football Friday. That's just not the way I roll. I mean, for those of you that are new to the show, and we always get new listeners this time of year, for those of you that are new, got to understand, I could sit here on a Friday and take 30 or 40 phone calls. I really could. But that's not good radio for you. There has to be some content. So I open up the calls once an hour, sometimes twice an hour. I open up the phone lines. Otherwise, because remember, let's say I took 30 or 40 phone calls. That's 30 or 40 people. And I'm looking for good calls, entertaining callers, because there always was an old saying, the only one that's entertained by the caller is the caller. Okay? And there are thousands of other people that are listening, just taking the show in. So I want to give those people some content. I love characters. That's what I want. I want good characters to bring some heat to the show. And that's what you got. People that people love, people that people hate. The last thing you want to be when you call this show is somebody that nobody remembers that they even called the show. You either want to be somebody that the rest of the listeners say, damn, that's a good call, man. That guy knows what he's talking about. Or you want to be somebody that says, I hate that guy. The last thing you want to be about is did he call the show? Was there just a call? You don't want to be that guy. Don't be that guy. All right. That guy, Kane Womack, got loose yesterday. Defensive coordinator for Alabama, talking about his pressure defense.
Well, I think schematically, everyone has a personality, right? And our personality in this defense over the last few years is to create pressure, and pressure allows you to create takeaways. And we are a defense that wants to have production from the defensive line room, right? We're not going to be a stagnant, eat up block style defense. At times, right, do we have to take on blocks? Absolutely. And you're going to take on double teams. And here that's 700 pounds, right, that you're dealing with. Okay. But there are times, right, where we're going to create movement, we're going to create pressure, we're going to get our best pass rushers matched up in one-on-one against their weakest links, right? So that, to me, are the creative things that we've always kind of hung our hat on, of being able to find the weakest link on offense, all right, and be able to expose that through one-on-one matchups, sometimes with the defensive line.
Yeah. Big picture, I like it, but I'm just saying, all right, pressure defense causes takeaways. Pressure defense also causes quick scores against you. Because here's the thing. He's talking about getting matchups against the weakest link. In this league, not a lot of weak links out there. I mean, you're coaching in the Sun Belt, Conference USA, you can find a weakness. In the SEC, not a lot of weak links out there. And they pick you up, and you're not taking care of the back end, and you're not perfect in the back end, it's out the door, baby. So I get it. I like it, but a little bit of caution. Pressure defense causes turnovers, but also pressure defense gets burned at times. Be smart. All right, that's going to do it for us. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Coming up next, it's the Paul Feinbaum Show with his new contract. Have a great weekend, everybody.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This just in. The Seahawks got good news on quarterback Geno Smith.